Thanks for coming back, you guys. Don't go anywhere and see how I made this delicious pot roast. Hey guys, thank you for coming back to my channel. I'm going to show you how I make my version of that Mississippi pot roast in your crock pot. If you don't have a crock pot, go ahead and get you a crock pot because you're going to need it for this recipe. Anywho, you guys, first step is washing your meat. That is optional. I know not everybody does that, but I do wash all of my meat regardless. So that's what I did. And I also started to sear my meat, as you can tell on that first side, but I forgot to season my meat. So you're going to use maybe about a tablespoon of some olive oil inside of your skillet. You are going to sear both sides for maybe about 2 to 3 minutes. That is optional. If you want to sear it for maybe longer than that, then go ahead and do so. But I didn't sear it that long just to give it a little boost of flavor. That's my preference. It just makes it taste so much better. Then that next step, you guys, is throwing that roast inside of that crock pot. I didn't add any beef broth. I didn't add any water. I didn't put any extra olive oil. None of that. But as you can see, I went ahead and added maybe about a tablespoon of minced garlic. Once again, I love that burst of just flavor. That is a preference of mine. Then you're going to add a packet of ranch dressing mix. Now, I only can find a zesty potato, but it's really good. So if you have never tried it, go ahead and try it. It's really good. If you have maybe like the container of the ranch dressing, the mixture, go ahead and use maybe about 2 tablespoons of that inside of that crock pot. Then you're going to go ahead and go on with the Au Jus, and I think I'm saying that right, the Au Jus gravy mix. If you don't have that and you have maybe some other gravy mix on the hand, go ahead and use that. It's the same thing, you guys. Then you're going to get you a jar of pepperoncinis or pepperoncini, however you say it. I say pepperoncini. I'm going to add about 7 of those inside of that crock pot. And I do not like pepperoncinis, but I do like pepperoncinis when I'm making things in my crock pot. I know that's weird, but I do, and I just made a mess. Anywho, you're going to go ahead and add a couple of those inside of your crock pot, and then some of that juice. The juice is optional. I do add some juice inside of it because I do like the tanginess it kind of gives. Just a little bit, not too much. But again, completely optional. It's up to you what you want. Then you guys, you're going to go ahead and go on with about a stick of butter. Now, for me personally is a preference, but I love Land O'Lakes butter. That is my go-to when I'm cooking or if I'm baking something. That's my preference. Go ahead and use your preference, but it is going to be unsalted butter that I use. And I went ahead and I chopped that up. And I'm throwing that in my crock pot really quick. You guys, I'm just getting hungry talking about this. But then once I did that, I put my top on and I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and let this simmer. And you're going to let this cook for about 8 hours on low. But I forgot my onions, you guys. So I went back in, chopped that onion up, a small onion, a white onion, and I added that to my crock pot. You can add carrots. You can add potatoes inside of here if you wanted to. Guys, so really fast, let me just show you. Halfway, we are about a good 5 hours in, maybe 4 or 5 hours in. This is what it's looking like so far, nice and bubbly. Look at that gravy mixture right there. You guys, this is going to be so good. Don't go nowhere, though. That way you can see what I cook for my whole dinner tonight. Okay, you guys, at this point, it's been about a good 4, almost 5 hours of cooking, and the house smells so good. I kid you not, you guys. I'm trying to tell you, if you don't have a crock pot, get you a crock pot. This is so good. But no, seriously, you guys, I love this. Put your food in the crock pot, let it cook, come back and eat dinner. It's that simple, that easy. Okay, you guys, so I went ahead, made some vegetables, got me a biscuit, made some homemade mashed potatoes, added some of that juice on top of the mashed potatoes. Dinner is served. It is good. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.